We're human. We all judge. We all make mistakes. Hello everyone, my name is Angel Sandoval. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. If you're new to my channel, I make these videos weekly and hope they encourage you. Guys, it's been a rough couple of weeks for me. Caught COVID for the first time. My son brought it home and it's just been kind of a nasty ride. If you see me stuffed up, it's because I'm still recovering. My sister-in-law, Beverly, passed away last week from a long battle with ovarian cancer. The selfish side of me wants to hear her voice. Then I started going back into the archives of my mind when we first met Beverly, and her and my brother fell in love. Now, my brother, Tony, passed away back in 2012, and Beverly had done the best she could without him, but she missed him horribly. And they're together again with the Lord. We as believers believe in the book of Thessalonians, chapter 4, I believe, it says, "Do not be grieved about your loved ones who pass away, for one day the trumpet will sound and we who are here will be caught up with them in the clouds." And we should encourage each other with these words. But the human side of us still wants to yearn for that loved one. That's why it's called mourning, because we miss them. And the selfish side of us wants to hear their voice. We want to be able to call them up, and you get depressed. Just got to ask God to really help you overcome the depression, because you see, this is a passing ground for us. We are all guaranteed going to go one day. And so today was the first time I got out. I needed just to get out of the house. My son, as you know, he's special needs, and we wanted to take him to a park, but he didn't want to go to a park. He wanted to go to this museum that we saw in Dublin. It was a small, teeny, estate museum with these older homes. And we went in and we were just looking at all this memorabilia and things. Now, ironically, on this estate, there was a cemetery in the lot. It's a huge, beautiful park with different little houses around. But as we're walking through the cemetery, I'm starting to look at all the names. And it was almost as the Lord told me, you see all these people, Angel? They were significant. They had their time. They had their time to live and their time to die. And in between that time was their dash. And they all meant something to somebody. Every one of these people you see in the ground right now, they were an aunt, they were an uncle, they were a mother, they were a father to somebody. They were an ear to listen to. They left legacy, but they also left pain to those that were left behind. And Angel, one day you too will be a legacy when I call you home. So make it count. And I'm not saying that any of us are going to die tomorrow, because no one really knows our time. So only the Lord knows when we're going to go home. It was almost like he was saying, is there room to judge? Is there room? I see all these Facebook posts with my family. One side's very left and the other side's right. And everybody's going through all of these things about their beliefs. And that's okay. Stand for what you want. It's freedom of speech. But when it gets to a point where you're not talking to your loved one over it, when it gets to a point to where you're at a head where you're not talking to your loved one for years, that's when it becomes the issue, because God didn't intend us to be that way. God doesn't want us judging one another. That's for him. See, because Satan's number one thing is to separate family. And as I was looking through the cemetery, I thought, you know what? What's my dash going to say? What are they going to say about me when my time comes? Is it going to be, oh, he helped people, or oh, he was judgmental and he was sensitive and blah, blah. We're human. We all judge. We all make mistakes. But what counts more? The love for your family, your loved ones, or all the crap that's going on in the world right now? We don't have room for that. There's no room for hate, and there's no room for that. There's just no room for any of that. And I encourage you, with what life you have, with what God gives you, the blessing that you have every day, to love one another, to be there for one another, to help one another, to be the ear to someone. If someone asks you to take 10 steps, go 20 steps with them. As Jesus said, if someone's hungry, feed them. If they ask for a shirt, give them a jacket. The point that I'm trying to say is, there's enough hate. Let's love more. Let's make our days count. Anyway, I love you, always praying for you. Have a blessed day.